the December 12th movement that's going to finish out and speak right now.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
The fact that you do not have a sound permit is because the police department, obviously following the lead of the mayor, has taken the position that if you're talking about Palestine, you have no First Amendment rights. About a month ago, we had a program in Harlem. It was a centennial celebrating the birth of Malcolm X. And Patrice Lumumba. Part of that centennial was to be a rally in front of the Harlem State Office building. Normally we'd have no problem getting a sound permit. But this time, because one of the sponsoring organizations was CUNY for Palestine, the police department said, we can't give you a, we will not give you a permit because it's about Palestine. It wasn't about Palestine, it was about Malcolm X, France Fanon, and Patrice Lumumba. That touching on Palestine now becomes a vehicle to come at everybody's First Amendment rights. And that's why sometimes people say, we've been out here forever in terms of support for Palestine, going back as far back as 1974 when Yasser Arafat spoke at the United Nations, and even before that. But people say in 2025, why should the black community be concerned about what's happening in Palestine? Obviously, anyone should be concerned about a genocide that's in the 1970s, when African colonies were fighting for their independence, several of us were members of the group called the African Liberation Support Committee. In much the same way that people are supporting the fight for Palestine, for the independence of Palestine. And when we went and met with leaders of those liberation struggles in what was then called Rhodesia, in Mozambique, in Angola, in Guinea-Bissau, in what was then called Southwest Africa and South Africa, what they said to us was, your support is very important, but the greatest expression of that support, the greatest effect of that support is resisting in the country where you are geographically So black people understand that the same enemy they face in Palestine is the same enemy we face right here. We are victims of racialized capitalism. We are victims of colonialism. We are victims of racism. So today, let me just make this point, because I think when we're talking with comrades, there's points that have to be made around how do we strengthen our movement. That I think one of the strengths of what's been happening around the struggle in Gaza is that it has support from movements around the world.
Yes.
I think one of the weaknesses is that that support is not always reciprocated in terms of our community seeing that those who are struggling in Palestine have our backs as well.
That's right. Yes.
And let me just say as an example, today is Puerto Rican Solidarity Day. There's a major march in the city and in Brooklyn around Puerto Rican solidarity. And they've taken the opportunity in previous years to raise the question of Puerto Rican independence, of Puerto Rican political prisoners. So I would think that in organizing this rally, it would have been good to reach out to the Puerto Rican community because they face the same question of colonialism.
Yes, yes,
That affect the black community. The support for the Palestinian community is not really seen. So it makes it harder to organize the question of the solidarity that we need to affect all of our struggles.
Straight ahead!
Victory. That we'll learn from that. And when different things are happening around the city, that there'll be a representation of the Palestinian movement showing support and understanding that we are in the same struggle.
Yes.
If we don't understand that, we will weaken our struggle, particularly with what we face now in terms of the rising fascism. The right is very united around us. They're very united against us.
Yes.
We cannot afford to create divisions or maintain divisions that are artificial divisions.
Right. Yes, yes.
Our message is resist, 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 resist.